Hi, I'm Susan from Inside Out Yoga. Welcome to your practice. Today's class is a tutorial on 3 variations of side forearm plank. So let's go ahead and start. We'll start with the first one, which will be knees down. So find the position where your hip is in line with your elbow and your knees are in line with your hip. Bring your elbow a little closer to your hip, so not exactly under your shoulder, but a little bit closer to your hip so that when you lift up, it will line up underneath your shoulder. So the elbow is a little bit forward of the shoulder towards your hip is in line with your elbow, knees in line with your hip. Bring your top hand to your hip. And then notice how maybe your top hip is turning back. So bring it forward so that it's right above the bottom hip. So both hips are facing whatever you're facing. Notice also if you're kind of sticking your butt out, you're pitching your pelvis forward. So if that's happening, lift your pubic bone towards your navel. So find the position, and then we'll activate it. Press into your forearm, your outer wrist, feel your upper arm lengthening, and hug the tricep into the midline. Then lift your bottom hip up. Don't let your butt stick out. Lift pubic bone towards your navel. Keep the back of the head in line with the back of the pelvis. And if you like, you can reach your top arm up. Palm would face whatever you're facing. And then breathe here. Lower the hip. So that's variation 1. Second variation would be on the toes. You align yourself the same way. So this time your feet, your hips, your elbow are in one line, elbow a little closer to the hip, so it's not right beneath the shoulder. It will be when you lift up. Bring your top hand to your hip points facing whatever you're facing, pubic bone towards the navel, and then press into the lower arm again. Hug the tricep in and lift up. Keep all those alignment points. Maybe reach your top arm. Lower down. The next one will be straight forearm plank, but with one leg lifted. So keep the same alignment. Make sure you're not sticking your butt out. Keep your lower belly lifted. And then press into your arm, your elbow, hug into the midline, lift your lower belly, lift yourself up, maybe lift your leg, maybe lift your arm. Lower everything down and come into a seat. So those are 3 variations of forearm plank. If you find that your butt starts to stick out, like you're overarching your low back, that's a red flag. You're going to want to come down to a less intense variation of the pose. Do it as long as you can with good form. Add it to your plank practice, and it will transform your yoga practice. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste.